Hi guys, how you doing? This is Katarina and today I'll be talking about my most beloved adult fiction books of 2017. This year I have read 120 books and this list began as an attempt to come up with my top 5 books and ended up with 7 books and there just was no way to make it shorter. So please take note that the order of this list is purely accidental and that not all of these books have been published in 2017. It was just me who read them this year. The first book I want to talk about is The Yoga of Max's Discontent by an Indian author living in the US, Karan Bajaj. This is a wonderful travel/enlightenment-seeking book. Our main character, Max, is a New Yorker who embodies the American dream. He's a son of immigrants who worked his way up and has it all, at least upon first sight. But a loss makes him question his values, and soon he embarks on a journey to India where he hopes to find the mythical yogis who live in Himalayan caves and spend most of their days in meditation. These yogis don't need shoes to walk in the snow and have even been seen levitating. Guys, I love this book so much for its travel elements, which were amazing and adventurous, but also for its spirituality, because we're looking for enlightenment with Max. And I also haven't come across too many contemporary novels that deal with spirituality. The next book on my best of list is Goodbye Vitamin by Rachel Kong. First of all, this book is excellent if you want to read something short but emotionally very impactful. Our main character, Ruth, is a 30-year-old who after a failed engagement moves back home with her parents. Moreover, her dad, a university professor, has just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and Ruth has to navigate this new reality of discovering her own self after she almost lost herself in her relationship. But also these new dynamics in her family where her dad is no longer the strong father figure but needs the most help. And it is a very moving story about family and forgiveness, and be prepared for many, many feelings. The third book on my list is The House at the Edge of the Night by Catherine Banner. This is a multi-generational saga set on a fictional Italian island called Castellamare. I grew up adoring books by Isabella Allende and Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and so whenever I see generation-spanning saga in the synopsis, I'm so there for it, and I have to read it. And The House at the Edge of the Night was just wonderful. It is a tale of family of Espositos who run a bar on this island. It starts at the beginning of the 20th century and ends in the present day. The setting of this book, this isolated island, is like so lush and so vibrant. It was just wonderful and I enjoyed it immensely. Book number 4 on my list is The Spaceman of Bohemia by Jaroslav Kalfash. And I love this book so much. You can say that I'm biased if you want, because a lot of this book takes place in Prague, where I went to college, and a lot of this book takes place in the space, which I love, obviously. This novel is set in a near future where weird cosmic dust could have just changed the color of the night sky. And one small country, the Czech Republic, volunteers to send a man to space to bring samples and hopes to gain worldwide recognition. The astronaut Jakub Procházka is a young scientist with a complicated family history. His father was a high officer of the communist regime who was responsible for the secret police interrogations and torture, and Jakub has to live with his legacy. This book, dear friends, is a brilliant blend of literary fiction with some very compelling sci-fi elements. It is profoundly moving and it explores many facets of human existence, all on the attractive backdrop of the space travel. Jump on it. And, as I'm sure you guys have heard, Kazuo Ishiguro won a Nobel Prize for Literature this year, and if you're hoping to get a taste of what it is, of what his work is like, I highly recommend that you jump on a novel called Never Let Me Go. This is a really eerie and strange book, and it's pretty hard to give you even synopsis without spoiling it for you, so I will still try. The book follows a group of friends from their childhood into their 30s. They go to an exclusive boarding school in England when they are treated really special, and they're repeatedly told how special they are, but soon you'll notice that there is something off about them and the way they are treated. And once you realize what that off thing is, it's pretty disturbing, and it really works as a powerful metaphor on so many levels. And it's also kind of fucked up. So number 6 on my list is The Assistants by Camille Perry. Oh my gosh, you guys, this book was such a page turner, such a quick read, and so important and so impactful, and it also asks so many relevant questions. It's just brilliant. So our main character, Tina, is 30, she lives in New York City, she has a crappy apartment and a ton of student loan debt. But she works as an assistant to a powerful CEO of a large corporation who also happens to be very rich. One day she's doing her boss's expenses and accidentally she ends up with a lot of money on her bank account. And it just happens to be enough to pay off her student debt loan. And after a moment of hesitation, she goes for it. She pays off her loan. And soon more assistants become involved in this clandestine operation and they're all paying off their student loan debts. And of course, there are a lot of complications along the way, which are both hilarious and also nerve-wracking. And I just really, really, really highly recommend this book. It's awesome. Alright guys, the last book on my list is Bird Box by Josh Malerman. So this is a literary horror, which is usually not the genre where I fish for my books. But it was quite unexpectedly awesome and excellent and very powerful. And this book is just perfect if you're feeling numb or tired or just not so alive. Maybe you were too busy working, because this book will wake you up. It will make you feel a lot of feels, mostly terror, but in a very good way. Again, this is a very short book. It took me a couple of days to get through it because I had to put it down regularly to breathe and calm down. But here's what goes down in Bird Box. So mankind faces a strange apocalypse. There's something out there which causes you to basically kill yourself when you see it. And also you want to kill all the other people around you immediately in kind of a gruesome way. So many people die and the survivors start to barricade themselves in their houses and almost never go out. And when they do, they always wear a blindfold. So nobody alive has ever seen what it is that causes them to die, but they start to refer to it as the creatures. So our main character, Rebecca, has to travel down the river with her two very young children to find a safe place for them. And it's fucking terrifying. Apparently, this book is also becoming a movie soon, starring Sandra Bullock, who will play Rebecca. So let me tell you, Rebecca is 28 in this book, which I feel like the ship has kind of sailed for Sandra Bullock, but sure, whatever. You guys, I'll definitely not watch this movie because it's scary as fuck. Or maybe I will, we'll see. In any case, this concludes my top 7 adult books of 2017. In my next video, I will talk about my most favorite young adult books, so stay tuned for it. Thanks for watching and keep on reading.